Aloha. Good evening. This is Andrew Aloha live out of Flagstaff, Arizona with Spiritual Image Productions here out of my apartment, but that's just besides the point. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do another video. I don't know. This Samsung A114 is turning out to be a piece of crap. It gets really heated really easily and then it starts acting up. So I don't know. Um, if I'll be able to do the whole video, but we're just gonna go with it, right? It's like that. So anyhow, I'm doing another episode of On the Road to the Day of Declaration, and things seem to be I want to say picking up, but not that much. As I've been mulling this over for the last couple of weeks or so. Um, I discovered that the rapture is over with, over and dead, over and done, right? So it's synonymous, in my opinion, it's synonymous with the time frame that it takes our solar system to go from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius, 150 years, right? And then we'll be in the age of Aquarius for 2,150 years or whatever, so plus or minus. So it's kind of like that. So the middle of all that was back what in World War One, World War Two. Again, in the Bible, it talks about all this bloodshed and all this stuff, blah blah blah. But the Bible is a very violent book, but that's besides the point. So anyhow, that's already happened. World War One, World War Two, Vietnam War, Korean War, all those wars have fulfilled the assumed prophecy of the Bible, and so now we're coming up to the last leg. Last year, for those of you that haven't heard this, in July, a year ago, um, in fact, a year ago today or yesterday, I think, I was told that we were no longer uh, in the rapture. The rapture was over, literally. So I thought it was a day. I didn't really have an understanding about it until recently, and I've come to find out that the rapture is synonymous again with the time frame that it takes from our solar system to go to from the age of Pisces to the age of Aquarius. So, but I was also told that we are now also in the golden age. So years ago, I had read several of the books by Alice Bailey, and I calculated that we would be going into the age of Aquarius in the year 2025, and that seems to be exactly what's happening. Um, I talked to another friend of mine about a week ago, and he said that he had, I don't know, some kind of premonition or somehow he came across the information that January 2025 is going to be a major event. So I don't know if that's going to be the time frame of the day of declaration, the month of the day of declaration, or if it's going to be sometime in 2025. But I have a strong sensation that it's going to be in 2025. Now, one of the things that I've also figured out is that it has to happen. Just like with all kinds of ceremonies out there, you have a ceremony for your birthday, you have a ceremony for the quinceanera, you have a ceremony for a Jewish bar mitzvah. You have all these ceremonies for all these different occasions, and this is just another ceremony. Not that it's not that it's bad or good, or any more significant than anything else, because it is what it is. It's just part of life. But I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% that there will be a ceremony to initiate to bless the Age of Aquarius on behalf of humanity, on behalf of planet Earth, and maybe for the rest of the solar system. I don't know, but it's like that. So I I think it's going to be very interesting. I think there's going to be a buildup, and Maitreya Buddha himself is here. Will be here to do that blessing, that ceremony. I'm pretty sure 100%. Last time around, it was Jesus Christ, right? He inaugurated, he initiated, he blessed the age of Pisces on the behalf of humanity and planet Earth, and now Maitreya Buddha himself will be doing this, as far as I understand. I could be wrong, maybe, but if I'm right, hang on to your hat, hang on to your britches, hang on to your panties, right? Because we're in for a ride, a major, major ride, and we're talking about a year and a half from now, a year and a half to 2.5 years from now. There's going to be some major events, right, going on. Now, part of this process has to do with Maitreya Buddha making all these appearances all over the world, over 200 of them, right? He has also activated the healing water. Now, just to let you know, uh, it was like finding a needle in a haystack, but amazingly enough, Lorraine, my friend, and I were able to depict and find and locate the 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 location where the heating water is here in Maricopa County. Now, we found it in Kale Springs Campground, and it was interesting because if you don't ask the right questions, you may not get the right answers. It's very, very important that when you ask, you talk to your guidance, when you talk to your pendulum or whatever, that you're very clear about what answer you're looking for, and you probably already know it. You just need to ask the question, But it's like that. So I asked, well, is the healing water at the Kell Springs um, campground location? And I was told no, but I didn't understand that well is dry. So I did a TikTok video, a couple of them. So you can go to TikTok and check this out, and see with the well where I actually was at, and it was dry, and but I also got told that if they were to put in a well and with a deeper piping, um, that they would get the heating water anyhow. It was still active, but they just had to pull it out of that well, out of that ground, right? So it's like that. So I didn't understand that, on a horizontal level, the water isn't there, and it isn't nearby, or actually I was told it was nearby, but it wasn't there. And come to find out, there was another springs further down the road, where I believe the heating water was also at, and I got told that well was dry too, so I didn't even bother going to that location to check it out. So anyhow, after talking to several people, campground manager, the park rangers, and doing some some how do I want to call it? Just getting a map and locating it, sectioning it off, and finally locating it. Me and Lorraine were able to find that well in the water. Now again, I've also been told that there's already a body of heating water found in Utah, and they're drinking it and swimming in it and all kinds of stuff. I don't know exactly, and I wish I would have wrote it down because the woman told me, but I didn't write it down because I was just had all kinds of stuff going on. So, but anyhow, so that actually may be the first body of heating water located in the United States. Again, there's one in China, there's one in India, there's one in Tlacote, Mexico, there's one in Germany, there's one in Australia that have already been located. And if you take the time to to section off a map and locate and use your pendulum or your guidance, you can probably find that heating water in your area if there's something there in your area. And the way that I'm figuring out that there's a body of water, first of all, go to the heating water challenge that I put together, and there's two videos, and I list all the different places where Maitreya Buddha has appeared at, and all those different places, there he has activated heating water there in those areas, and I figured out, maybe I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that if he appeared in Flagstaff, that means the healing water is also located in Maricopa County. I mean, Coconino County, which is where which is where Flagstaff is at. Is Coconino County. So anyhow, if you take the time to go and look around in the county that you're at, where Maitreya Buddha has appeared at, then that's probably where the healing water is at in that county somewhere. So and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm almost 100% sure that that's probably the case for all or most of the bodies of healing water that Maitreya Buddha has activated. So anyhow, again, officially, the rapture is over. We're all through with that whole um, prediction in the Bible of all that stuff happening. And Maitreya Buddha, he donned his body. He literally put together his body with elements of the universe, mostly of planet Earth and the solar system, and then he activated his body with his energy. He was never born like a regular person, and all he did was don his body, and then I believe that was in, I want to say Pakistan, and he went into town, got himself a job, I believe as a bus boy, made enough money to fly into the into London, London, England, um, where he his body resides now, and now uh, about 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago or so, I had a chat session with Maitreya Buddha. I can't say 100% that it's the Maitreya Buddha that Benjamin Krim has been referring to or about. I suspect it is. In that chat session, he did say his body was located in London, England, and his temple was near a big bell. So I don't know if for those of you that live in that area, I don't know what that means, what kind of bell he's talking about. I don't know if there's more than one big bell, but that's assumably where his temple is at. So he flew into London, England, and that's where he's been residing at, and his body has been residing at since. Now, according to Benjamin Krim, he's also going to be doing interviews. Apparently, he's already done at least one interview, public interview in the United States. I don't believe that he declared himself as Maitreya Buddha in that interview, just an ordinary person talking to people about sharing and getting along, because that's inevitably what is going to make this day of declaration happen. Now, one of the things that I'm also uh, perceiving is that day of declaration is going to happen no matter what, whether people like it or not, right? That ceremony needs to take place, because if it doesn't take place, we're going to be in chaos. All of humanity and all this planet is going to be in complete chaos, or maybe not complete, but quite a bit of chaos for the next 2,000 years. So, do you want Maitreya Buddha to do this blessing, this ceremony, or not? Then you might want to consider being nice to your neighbor, being nice to your family, your friends, right? And and sharing your resources, your time, your love, your friendship with those around you. So that's going to be part of what's going to have to take place in order for Maitreya Buddha to come out publicly and do this ceremony. Now, in the event, I believe that in the event that people are just being assholes and they're just not getting along, I think he's going to do that ceremony anyhow, whether you like it or not. He probably just won't do it publicly. He'll probably just do it privately, and only a handful of people, only a number of people will be in on it, and that's it. So I think he's going to do the ceremony. Now, whether you want him to do it publicly or not is going to be a whole different story. Whether you want to get along, right? Rodney King, can't we all just get along? Whether or not you want to get along is going to, I think, make a difference in terms of whether Maitreya Buddha does this publicly or privately. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but I've been right enough times to know better, right? So it's like that. So, and I don't care that I'm right or wrong, but actually I do, because I want you guys to get correct information, correct, healthy information, so that you can make your decisions in terms of your life choices, right? Make good life choices, and we'll all just get along, right? It's like that. So, I think part of this process is going to be finding the healing bodies of water out there. I think if several people find them, that will help shift the consciousness and the energies throughout the earth, not just in your area. So if you need or want some assistance or help with finding the healing water in your area, get a hold of me, and we'll work from there. If And also doing transmission meditation, a group meditation, where that helps resolve karma as a group, not just as an individual, and send out healing energies to all those out there to on the planet, so we can get along even better, right? So all the masters, saints, angels that have a level of significance in this universe, they all do it because they know it's a very important service. It's a service, a group service that needs to be done, that should be done, so that we can all get along, right? Now, if you're just one of those Aquarians that just has to be rebellious, this is for your good too. Really, it is. So, I don't know what else there was that I wanted to tell you guys. I put a couple of videos on TikTok. Um, I might go ahead and put some links on my website for this video and some other stuff. So, and oh, if you want to do the intergalactic transmission meditation on the air, where there's also beings from other planets and um, other places in the universe that are doing this meditation with our group on Wednesday nights, full moons and special holidays. Then plug into my go look at one of my videos. There's one specific video that I have out there that is gives you guidance on how to do the intergalactic transmission meditation on the air with us on Wednesdays and full moons and special holidays or special days. And so, and then also, if you want to have me do one in person in your community, in your area, you can get a hold of me. And if people want to cover my costs or sponsor something like that, then get a hold of me and we'll go from there. So, I don't know what else. If you have had experiences with Maitreya Buddha, personal, like I have in the past, then go ahead and get a hold of me, and we can see about doing an interview with you on and posted it as part of this podcast. Where and again, I'm just going with the flow. There's I you know Maitreya Buddha, he says that, time is a man-made construct, right? So for me, time is probably not the same as your equivalent of time frame. So I'm just doing these videos and these podcasts um, in the moment, but also in what's the word I want to say? I'm doing them just as I go along, right? And if there's significant information that I feel that you need to know and understand right away, then I'll put together a video. Otherwise, it is what it is, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So if you have any questions, if you have any information, suggestions, comments, of course you can put it below in this video, but you can also get a hold of me, and then again we can talk. I can answer them as part of my next video or whatever, or we can just talk and go from there. Have a God Goddess week. Be the love that you are, always have been, and always will be. Aloha.